Connect Forth Special.
Hello everyone, welcome to Connect Forth. My name is Beara, the Deputy Programme Controller of Connect Forth Radio. And on this special episode, we are joined in the studio by Principal of Forth Valley College, Dr. Ken Thomson. We'll be chatting to Ken to find out more about the man behind the job and asking him all your pressing questions that were sent to us through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and email. So, you've all probably heard of Desert Island Discs, trapped in an island with 8 songs, a book, and a luxury item. Well, we're not doing that today because a certain major broadcaster might be a little upset with us. So instead, we'll be playing Stranded. You can only bring 5 things with you: a song, an album, a film, a book, and a luxury item. So what would be your single song that you could bring to this island?
So my single song would be, and thank you for prompting me with this well in advance so I can think about it, Highland Cathedral. Now, Highland Cathedral, I'll tell you why that. Do you want me to tell you why?
Yes.
So why Highland Cathedral is, I hadn't really heard of that tune up until about 10 years ago. And we had a graduation at Stirling Castle, the first time we had a graduation at Stirling Castle. So for us it was really grand. Now, that's where we go regularly. The first time we had that, the tune that was playing us out from the balcony was guys playing the pipes and a brass trumpet, and it was Highland Cathedral, and that was the first time I'd really heard it as we were leaving the building, and I thought that's fantastic. That was just tear-jerking, passionate, really went for you. So if there was a tune I was going to take with me, it'd be Highland Cathedral, but it'd be the recording from that graduation.
Okay, I think it's always good to choose a song that's related to good memories. So what album would you choose then?
The album, well, see, when I was a student, it's a long time ago, there was an album that everybody had, and I had it as well, and I still go back to it now, and that's Fleetwood Mac Rumours. Really like that one. And the fact that one of the tunes is the theme music for the Formula One, I like that one. But I'm a kind of closet ELO fan. And there is Electric Light Orchestra, and there is the Greatest Hits album that's got a picture of a spacecraft on the front. 4 albums in there, and that's the one I would have with me.
I think I would have chosen a Greatest Hits one as well.
Yeah,
it's a cheat answer.
Yes.
What film?
I can't remember what all the other. I had them all. In fact, it was the very first time I had a green vinyl. Let's just go back a bit. Green vinyl, and I'm sure if I still could find that in my attic, it'd be worth a few quid. But that was an ELO album as well, and I can't remember which one it was. But let's go for the Greatest Hits.
All right. What film would you choose?
Oh, that's an easy one, because my wife just thinks I'm nuts, but my kids love it as well. Independence Day. Now, I watch a lot of films, and I would call I would say I was pretty eclectic in the types of films that I would watch. So I've seen a whole range of things from Shakespeare right through to science. I like science fiction. I do like science fiction. But the first time I saw Independence Day with Will Smith and the crafts coming over the various cities, I thought it was wow. Now, they try to repeat it many a time, and Independence 2 is probably one of the worst films ever. We went along there, myself and my son, to watch that and came away thinking, rubbish. Nothing like the first one. But, yeah, if I was to take the film, that's mine.
Isn't it always the sequel terrible?
The sequel to Temple. So unless Paddington, which I'm still to see, but apparently that's very good.
Oh, it's very good. What book would you bring?
Well, that's now. I read this on the screen just before I came in, and I know which book it was, but I couldn't remember what it was called. I could tell you the story.
Spoiler alert.
Pardon?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yes. I'll not tell you the story then, but it was by Sigmund Freud. No, it wasn't. It was by Sebastian Freud, and it was Birdsong. And if you've come across Birdsong, it's a story in the First World War. And I like to read. I don't read a lot, but I'll have a read every night before I go to my bed. So I've got books. My kids have got iPhones. I've got a book, and I'll only read about 10 pages. That's all I do, just to kind of wind me down. This book I picked out. It was recommended to me. The first 50 pages, it's about a story of a young man in France, in Paris. And then it goes into his story in the First World War, and the horror, and also the camaraderie, and actually what happened. And I realised at that point I knew nothing about the First World War. I knew about the Second World War quite a lot. My dad was right into that sort of thing, and I knew quite a lot of what had happened. But the first I didn't know anything about it. And as a consequence of that, I read quite a bit around the subject area. But that book, if I was recommending a book to my kids or to anybody else, Birdsong is a really, really good novel.
Good to know. And finally, your luxury item.
My luxury. Now, what define luxury item for me? Because I thought about what item would I take. So I've got that in my head, but it's not luxury. So what? I
would assume anything that isn't what we've mentioned would be a luxury item.
Okay, all right. So cricket ball.
Okay.
So it's tiny, but it's a cricket ball. You see, I'm a cricketer. I've played cricket every season since I was 14, in senior cricket. So this is at adult level. So since I was 14. So this will be my 43rd consecutive season. And I played for Linlithgow, which used to be West Lothian. But I've played in England, and I've played counties, and I've played. So I really love cricket. I've been watching it just recently, the test match last night. Dreadful outcome. And it's one of the ones that England is UK and British Isles and a bit of Ireland. So when you see the players that are playing for it, it's a Scottish team, it's a Welsh team, it's a Irish team, so it's an English team. So although it's England, it is a UK team. So actually, I have no problem. I'm very supportive of that. So as a luxury item, I'd take a cricket ball, and if I was allowed, I'd take a bat. And I could just tap, 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 and smack it against the wall and just practice the strokes until I got rescued.
You can always make a bat.
The other thing I would take is the biggest, gigantic as box of matches, because the last thing I want to try and do is try and make fire. So I've seen the Bear Grylls Island, and the first thing they try and do is make fire. Now, if they give them a box of matches, that. And the other thing I would take, going back to books, sorry, I'm just flowing now, is I'd take a book, and I don't understand how the Survivors, the book on the Bear Grylls book program on when they're on the island. You know the one I mean? Yeah. So the first thing they're told is make a bed, and some of them don't, and then make a fire, and I want my matches. And then what I would like is having the encyclopedia of what I can eat on an island. Where can I get the roots that I can dig up? Where do I get, what insects can I eat? How do I catch, because they all go catching fish, and they don't catch fish, and they just get dead thin. I would like to know what plants I could eat. So if I was going on that program, I'd have read that book up beforehand. So there you are. My novel is the Birdsong, but my encyclopedia, my factual book would be How to Survive on an Island.
I think that's the most clever option.
There you go.
So there you have it. Stranded on a desert island with 5 home comforts and a bit of insight into the man behind the principle. Well, the job. Stay tuned to Connect Forth Radio and TV for Part 2. Ask Ken. But for now, Dr. Ken Thomson, Principal, Forth Valley College, thank you for joining us to Connect Forth.
Thank you very much indeed.